Hey everybody, you've been asking for it, and now we're gonna deliver it. It's the review of Solstice of Heroes. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It's finally happening. I wanted to wait until I got to the final set of quests on this before I sort of gave you a full review. So here you go. If you haven't played Solstice of Heroes yet, you should. It's a great time. You still have plenty of time left. It's in the game right now. If you go to the tower, you can't miss it. And this is the gear that you get. Right now, I have mine all super shiny and things like that while I delete random stuff before we head into the tower. I do really like the Titan mark a lot. I like the rope band. But we will, yeah. So we're gonna talk about it. So, to the tower we go. So step one. What do we talk about first? First, we're going to talk about story missions. So, Solstice of Heroes has reintroduced story missions that are reimagined. So it's the same mission, and my assumption was it was just going to be a higher power level. Definitely different than that. The reimagined missions have different bosses at the end. Sort of the conclusion of each mission is very different, including the Spark mission, which can fit so many servitors in it. And let's not forget about fighting Ghaul, who is now a super-powered douchebag and the kind of boss fight I think everyone was looking for at the end of Destiny 2 the first time that they played it. So the reimagined story missions deliver on a lot of different fronts. They are challenging, and if you play them solo, some parts of the missions definitely rank up there with super annoying parts of raids, in my opinion. So there's that. Now we go on to the requirements. Now the requirements for all of the Solstice gear are different. You get green gear at the beginning. Each set of gear is going to basically, you have 5 pieces and there's 5 reimagined missions if we can ever get into the tower with my beautiful, beautiful ship that we'll talk about some other time. But each piece of armor is basically like a reforged piece of armor from the... I'm going to take this off right here so you guys can get a nice look. It's a reforged piece of armor from the very beginning of the game when your Guardian's shit gets pushed in and you lose everything. I really enjoyed the challenge for getting these weapons into, or getting this gear from base level to right now as Masterworks, and we'll talk about that in a second. From base level to here. It looks good, it feels good, and honestly, the challenge was... All right, we made it. The challenge was incredible. So you start off with the green gear, and then you have to complete quests in order to upgrade them. And the interesting part, and I actually really like this, and I know that some people didn't, you can't selectively upgrade these pieces. You have to get the full set of green completed, and then the full set of blue completed, and then you have to do all these. Now, each piece requires you to go back through one of these missions. We're going to hop into, well, we'll hop into Spark. I bet we'll hop into Spark. This Spark is hilarious. So each one of these missions requires you to go back through, the original story mission. And each one of the pieces of armor requires you to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least once. So you're going to be going through these missions multiple times. And sort of re-experiencing them and the story. The other really cool thing about finishing the quests is it takes you into every part of the game, whether it's PvP or adventures, which actually incentivized me to go complete some adventures I hadn't done and re-experience parts of the story that I hadn't played yet. Oh boy, I can't wait to die to this guy a whole bunch, because that's definitely going to happen. It was really exciting, at least for me. Oh god. It was really exciting, at least for me, to re-experience the story in sort of this different lens after having completed a lot of the other things and sort of knowing what's next. It actually made me really excited. I did a lot of the missions on Titan, which is where you learn a lot about Savathun's background. Well, you learn about the Hive trying to summon someone, and then I did the IO missions as well, so it's really like a nice setup for Forsaken. So if you're looking for adventure missions to do on your blue tier stuff, I would highly, highly recommend that. Because it's a good time, and it sort of gets you in the mood to kill some evil fucking Taken and be mad that they killed Cade. But these quests take you through all these different things, and then it unlocks more powerful gear, and it really has a great feel to it. And honestly, I wish and hope that this is something that's implemented much more often in Destiny. I would love to see missions be a requirement to either masterworking your armor or unlocking all the perks. And here's what I mean. In Destiny 1, one of the things that I loved, and I know that many of you probably hated, was grinding destination materials or trying to get enough raid materials in order to finish upgrading, you know, your raid set. I truly liked that part of the game, not because I thought it was a lot of fun, but because it gave time value to your armor. Like, if you saw somebody with a fully upgraded set from the Vault of Glass, you knew that they ran the Vault of Glass a whole bunch. They got enough Ascendant energy and shards to upgrade the weapons, and they spent a lot of time grinding mats on it. So it had time value associated to it. Now, that stuff was basically just a gigantic time sink, right? Like, there really was no driving purpose behind it. There wasn't really a strong direction, even though I still enjoyed it. This system would fit that niche, whatever. I don't know how to say it. Perfectly in my mind. Because when you're trying to upgrade your gear, you want to do something that feels valuable, like you're building that gear, making it more powerful. And given that the gear that we have is bound to the story, in fact, it's the gear that we start the story with when we're defending the tower, and now we're finally reclaiming it, which is awesome. It has a nice solid feel to that. So I would love to see things like that kind of across the board. This idea that masterworking weapons and armor isn't just about dropping some RNG chance into them. It's about working towards the perks that you want. In my mind, this coupled with the changes that are coming, to random rolls and things like that, and mods, really has me excited. So I really want to see something like this come back more frequently. Now, I know that this might be something special that they have reserved for Solstice of Heroes, and maybe this is how it's going to stay. But the idea of going back and re-experiencing parts of the game in order to kind of improve your standing or get more out of your gameplay experience. Fuck you! Oh no! I didn't block it! Is good to me. Let's go back to the tower really quick. Oh dear. Oh, look at that guy. He's oh man, he's a good guy. We're gonna get out of here. No! Okay. Having the opportunity to upgrade your gear like that makes me really happy. Other things, aside from the masterworking of everything, it really does have a nice scaling challenge. And this is the stuff, I just got this today. So like right now, Prestige Nightfall, Heroic Strikes, complete the raid, Leviathan on Prestige, reach Legendary and Crucible, and, defeat bosses. So in order to finish this set, you really do truly have to master every aspect of the game, which is something that we've been looking for or asking for about gear in Destiny for a long time. So it's kind of my sincerest hope that, you see this gear and it's broad strokes gear, right? Threshold, Nightfall, Heroic Strike, PvP, raids, bosses. And start to see really specific maybe stuff on the raid gear, like defeat this boss in 1 minute, or defeat this boss in Prestige with only auto rifle, or things like that. The world of potential is there, and seeing upgrades like that would really make me excited about the future of Destiny, and not only Solstice of Heroes, but Forsaken and everything else that we have going on. Ooh, I didn't know I had that thing. I want to look at. I haven't looked at any shaders on this. Like, cool. So yeah, that's kind of my leanings when it comes to this. I really want to see systems like this continue to exist in Destiny, and not just be part of special events, but maybe be part of the everyday player experience. Because when we can do that, oh, that's so sick. Because when we have things like that as players, we all rally together to complete these tasks. A lot like everyone solving the Whisper of the Worm, puzzle, or figuring out the outbreak quest, things like that. I just love it. Having moments like this where the community come together feels really good. Having multiple moments in the game designed around this to run in perpetuity gives Destiny the life that it needs. So those are my thoughts on Solstice of Heroes and I guess Destiny in general. I'd love to know what you think. You can tweet me. You can reply in the comment section. You can follow me on Instagram, whatever you want to do. Love and appreciate you. Thanks for watching this today, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.